Hello everybody, it is the 10th of February I think, and it's a cool morning, and I just want to do a quick plot tour for myself as well as for everybody else, just to keep myself informed of what's going on and so I can look back on. And these pots here and these troughs that I built, I wanted to put all herbs in them, and then I decided to put them into pots. So I'm in between now, whether to put flowers in the raised beds or whether to keep them as herbs. But at the moment I've got a bit of a mixture, so I need to make a decision before the spring starts and things start growing. So anybody got any thoughts on whether I should put all my herbs in pots? I've got plenty of buckets and pots that I can use, so that's not a problem, and they could go around this area here. Most of this does get a lot of sun. This area over here, those are all what are those? They're all hostas, and they've all got to come out and have fresh compost and the weeds taken out. They didn't do very well last year, but it was their first year, so I shall have to have a look on YouTube and see what compost is the best for them, and see how I get on with all of those. And coming down the paths, that new bed there, that's a mixture of 3-year-old farmyard manure and John Innes number 3 mixed up together, and that's going to be for dahlias. And these two beds here also for dahlias. The wildflowers that I sowed in the September, October, they're coming through the winter okay. Some of the seed, it did say that needed the cold weather before they would germinate, so there's still some other things to come up I would think in there. But pleased with that. It's nice to see it growing, especially when you don't know what things are, and then you can see them develop into the maturity. And over here I've got the strawberry beds. These need sorting out. That's another job I've got to do. Should have been done by now really, and new compost put on. They are two different varieties. I'm not sure on the names of them now, I've forgotten, but I have got the label somewhere. And there's another bed over there. I did start to take all the new runners off for that one. I didn't keep them this year, but I will be keeping them next year to replace those that are already there. So that's another job that needs doing. This here is going to be another wildflower area. I've put in there, I did sow that at the end of last year, but I was about 2 weeks later than sowing the other one, and they didn't come at all. So I've put some more soil down there. That's got no nutrients in. It's very low nutrient soil, especially for wildflowers. So I've got that to sow in March, and the fence needs painting green like the rest. I've got the rest of the wires to put up for me sweet peas. This will be the sweet pea bed. I've got the top wire up, but I just need the bottom wires to go round. I didn't put them up earlier on because I didn't want to put tension on these pieces of wood all through the winter. So that's another job to be done. And if I just take you into the polytunnel, plenty of activity around. These are some of the bulbs I planted, and we did have a lot of problems with rodents, and they were eating all the bulbs. I sowed about 400 or 500 bulbs in the garden, and there's nowhere near that's come up. If those there are pots that are all empty, that either the rats or the squirrels had. There's no bulbs in them whatsoever. Then I've got some broad beans, and just thought I would try them in the polytunnel. They're doing okay. Something has been nipping the new shoots that have been coming, the side shoots off. That's probably the same rodent that had all the bulbs. Now these beds in here, they've dried out over this winter, and I'm trying to get them back to with moisture in them for the new season. So every 2 or 3 days I'm putting a watering can on each one of these, and I have had to turn them over and dig them up a bit because the compost gets very hard and dry. You can see that, that's absolutely bone dry, and it does go solid. So I've been turning it over, adding a bit more compost, and then a couple of cans of watering with a couple of cans every 2 or 3 days, just to get the moisture back in. Otherwise it just runs straight through, and it's taken quite a lot of water to get these with a bit of moisture in like that. And I shall obviously have to keep on top of that now, but it's very surprising how much moisture these do take. I'm in the middle of making some frames for to stop the allium leaf miner on the leeks. So that's another job that's got to be finished. And there's the netting that I've been using, and that's where I've cut it, and I've been using a soldering iron which stops it from fraying, and as you can see I've always got a bit of help. So also in here I've got this grape, and we had so many grapes off this last year. That was its second year. The first year I only left one bunch of grapes on. I wanted to get it established, and last year we left most of the grapes on it, and it was unbelievable the amount that we had. So I'm going to take these side spurs off. I don't need them. We'll have enough with what's going down all the way down the one side of the polytunnel, and what's going down the roof as well. It goes all the way down to the other end, and what I could do is just train a spur off these bars, and that would only give me 2, that would give me 4. So I think that would be plenty for us. And then if we come out from the polytunnel up into the garden, the rhubarb is starting to shoot. These were sown from seed 2 years ago, and there's 4 plants here, more than enough for the wife and I, and some to give away. And there's 2 varieties there, and this area really has looked after itself over the winter. It'll be this was only planted up last year, mainly with plug plants, only little tiny things, and everything is just starting to find its place. So this year will be interesting, and it'll give me a better idea on whether I need to put any more plants in here or not. Pond needs a bit of a tidy up. I need to start cutting off the old foliage that's died back, and some of the pots I want to put up into a bigger basket. So I've got some proper pond soil for that. So that's another job that needs doing. I've just had a delivery of onions there from Medwin, so they'll need sorting out, and they'll probably go in modules to begin with, either in the polytunnel or the greenhouse. A bit too early yet to put those out, and the rest of the garden isn't too bad. Please excuse me, a cup of tea. And these field beans that we sowed last October, they're doing quite well. I'm going to have a harvest off them today. All I shall be doing is nipping the tops out like that, and they'll be steamed. No good boiling them, just steam them, and they make a lovely meal. They taste like broad beans, and it'll make the rest of them bunch out. And this bed, that one and that one were sown at the same time, and then the bed over there was sown about 10 days later, and there's a huge difference in size. These are double the size, so your timings for autumn sowing does make a difference, but you can't guarantee the weather, so it is a bit hit and miss. I've put these cloches up, and they've got a rope on them, the same as you would with a tent. That'll just keep them down, and that'll just help to warm the soil up for sowing the peas. I shall be direct sowing again this year, my peas. That works for me, so that's what I'll be doing with them. And you should be able to get your peas in a bit earlier. I won't be far away from doing them, maybe towards the end of the month. And there is some spring onions that I sowed in September, October in modules, and then planted them out. They've been out all winter, so that should give us a bit of an earlier crop with those. And some shallots there. I think they're aristocrat, I'm not sure. Yeah, aristocrat those are. That's my saved bulbs from last year that I saved myself. That trough there, no bottom in that, and the soil I used from the pond that I dug out, I filled it with that. And I had some old poppy seeds, and I just sprinkled them in September, October. Didn't think they'd do any good, but a lot of them have come up. There's a few other things in there, but it'll be interesting to see what they are. They are a mixture of poppies, and they've overwintered well and look like they're going to be okay. And moving on, there isn't a lot else to see. I am pretty much ready for the new season ahead. You can see the difference with the broad beans, the field beans that I sowed about 10 days later than the others, and they're a bit smaller, but it'll be a good nitrogen fix for the ground. The brassicas will be going in that bed. I've got a couple of celeriac left. They're not huge, but they're tasty. Yeah, we had not the best of summers for growing those, really, but I have had better, but they're okay. This was me carrot bed, and that soil that's in there will be dug out, and that will be used for my potatoes in some of the pots. These are overwintering broad beans, and they're looking good. I have had one casualty on this corner here where the frosters had it. They have been frosted a few times, and they just lie down on the ground with the frost, but they put themselves back up again. But that one must have got creased in the stem, and the continuous frost 3 or 4 days in a row has taken its toll. I have put some there in a square, but I shan't be doing that again. I don't like that. I think they're better for me in a row like that, and they just grow up through the netting, which helps to support them. So that way it'll be better for me, and not in a block like that. So I won't be doing that again. I've still got a few parsnips left there, and then this soil will be dug out, and that will also go in the potato pots. And not a lot else going on, really. There is the sweet peas that were sown. Let me get this way out of the shadows. That was sown in September, October, and they're all looking well. A bit too far on perhaps for the time of year, but they're looking well. They've not been inside at all. They've been outside all the time, and yeah, they're looking really well. They've had -5 on them on 3 or 4 occasions. In fact, you can just see that's a bit of frost damage just here. 1 or 2 just does catch them a little bit, but they're looking well, and they're all in deep root trainers, and some more over there. I have put another compost bin up, here. I might have a good supply of horse muck, and if I can get myself some straw, I can mix it and turn it with it and get some heat into it to get rid of the seeds. I need to make more compost here. It gets expensive trying to buy it if you have to buy it in, which I do most years, to be fair. I have to buy some in. And I've managed to cut the lawn, so there's the lawn clippings. I will mix that in with the horse muck when I make a hotbed. Yeah, I don't usually, all the grass usually goes to the hens, because I'm absolutely paranoid about the seed. But this year I'm going to try and make a hotbed with my compost and to get rid of the seed. The compost bin behind, that's going down. That was all the leaves. Well, that was piled up a foot above the top, and it was all trampled on, and it's still gone down. It absolutely amazes me where it goes, disappears to. And in the back bay there, that is all me used compost out of my potato bins and everything that I collect, all my seed trays. That's all potting compost that I've bought in, and that's what goes in my potatoes and various other places. It's too expensive to waste and just put on your beds, so I keep it and use it for pots and growing on for other things. Shallots and garlic over here. That's elephant garlic and another variety. If I've got the name of it, that's Germidor, that one, and elephant garlic. There are a few spare shallots, they're aristocrat. And I've got the grey shallot nearest to us, that's the French shallot. I call it the grey shallot because it saves me trying to pronounce the French name. And that's some more aristocrat. They're my saved seeds as well. Both of these are saved seeds from last year. Raspberries, as you've saw me put in on a previous video. And there isn't a lot more to see now. Those there are the garlic that Nigel from Muddy Boots gifted to me, and some more grey shallots behind them just to fill in the space. Had some more elephant garlic there, I didn't want to waste, so I put those in tubs. That there is my own Zabroom shallots from last year, and I've put 3 in to try and get seed from them. I didn't save seed last year, and I bought seed and I've had to sow twice already because it's failed, so I'm going back to try and save my own, because when I did save it, it was good germination. 2 pots there have got Jerusalem artichokes in that I bought from the supermarket. See how they get on. Just a few sprouts left, just enough for 1 meal. Not the best of harvest from them this year. Need to try better with my sprouts. I don't do very well with them. It's one thing I don't grow very well. And last but by no means least, asparagus bed. I'm hoping that'll grow well this year. That's sown from seed, that is, 2 years ago, so this will be the 2nd year it's been in the ground, the 2nd season it's been in the ground. 1 or 2 shoots were coming up, but they've died back again with all the frost we've had. And just to fill in the gaps, I've put some more garlic in and some Jamor shallots down the centre. Hopefully I haven't put them too close to the asparagus to disturb the roots when I harvest, but I didn't want to waste them. So that's pretty much the plot tour. It's a beautiful morning. It's very cold though. I've got no hat on and I'm suffering a little bit. So I hope you're all keeping well. I hope you're all ready for spring. These jobs keep popping up, and just keep on top of them, and it'll make the sowing season and the growing season a lot better. Take care everybody. Enjoy your weekend that's coming up. Many thanks for watching. If you like what you see, thumbs up, and please subscribe and press that bell and you'll get updates from when I put an upload up. Take care. Thank you. Bye.